Hello and welcome. This is Dr. Ariel Policano joining you for our weekly demonstration call. This is your opportunity to see different aspects of the Genius Insight and to find out more about it, especially if you're new to this and you've never had a chance to meet with someone and find out more about what the program is all about. So tonight is geared to people who actually have not purchased the program already, but are just sort of interested in knowing more about what it is, what it does, why it does what it does. We also love to get your prospects here. Remember, you can get a $200 or more commission for sharing information about the Genius with other people. So this is a good place for your referral to land. So you could always schedule a demonstration with me or somebody else that you're working with, another distributor. They can sit down and do a demonstration. That's our job, to show the person that the program, what it does and how it works. However, if you're not able to have someone do that directly, you can always have them come to the weekly demonstration call. So we really want to talk about, sort of what this program is all about, what it can do, and how they can acquire it. Remember, they can always get the 14-day trial. So following this phone call, everybody who attends will receive an offer for the trial and for a 30-minute demonstration. So I know that actually there are a lot of people on here who already have the program, and please remember that the support for people who have the program is really on Mondays at 4 o'clock Pacific or 7 o'clock Eastern. But I do welcome you here today, and I appreciate you being here. If there's anybody here today that would like a free scan, that wants me to scan you, and you don't mind people seeing your birthday, and if you want to send me a picture by email, I can pick it up now. And I can also capture your voice. So if you'd like a free demonstration scan, by all means, we can do that for you. Just send me your name and your date of birth below, and I'll do a demonstration scan for you. What is a biofeedback tool? Well, the biofeedback tools that we're working with work with the frequency, analyzing the frequency of your voice and the frequency of your picture in order to capture your vibration, to quantify who you are vibrationally through the voice and through the picture. There's a lot of information in the voice and the picture for us to look at, and that's what we really do. So basically, let me go back all the way to the beginning, and let me actually work with one of my dogs here so we don't have a issue with dates of birth and so forth. We were just working with him, creating the training program here. Let's go into start the new analysis here, and I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate how to record the voice and then make some comments about it. So in order for you, the person who is getting ready to use the program, and again, if you want to volunteer, send me your name and your date of birth. In order to capture your voice, you simply record it. There's a very extensive technology to recording the voice here, which is unparalleled in any other type of biofeedback program, whether it be one on your iPad or one on your computer. It's really unique. So we simply begin to record the voice by hitting the record button. My name is Dr. Ariel Policano, and I'm having a great day. A-E-I-O-U, A-E-I-O-U. You can say an affirmation. I'm feeling filled with tremendous amounts of vitality and strength, and I'm feeling my immune system is powerful and strong. All of those things are great, and they help to lead into a really powerful session. Now you can see some Hertz formats down here. These are the different frequencies that have been captured in the voice, and now they are analyzed. And in the analysis goes through several different paces where it re-listens to the voice and continues to make specific determinations about the quality of the frequency. Again, there's so much that you can tell about someone with the voice. Currently, there's a lot of different programs out there. For example, there's one that can tell a lot about your heart through the voice, through what's going on in your valves and the different parts of the heart, the chambers, and whether you have an atrial fibrillation and so forth. So the voice is a powerful tool for gathering information, and it remains so on the infinity as well. We then go to the bottom right and we hit the next button here, and it begins to do all of that great juicy analysis for us because we want a good basis. We want a good foundation in order to do our bioresonance scanning. Bioresonance scanning, as I've often said, is not magical, although it can seem that way. It is mathematical. And so if you have a good way of assessing a frequency, you then use the algorithms in the program to compare it to other frequencies, like the frequency of vitamin C or the frequency of magnesium. You compare your frequency to that other frequency, and it tells you what type of chemistry or relationship those two frequencies have, and it gives us a numerical value after assessing those frequencies. That's what bioresonance is all about over and over again in terms of the assessment portion. When talking about the harmonizing portion, if you go into the true understanding of bioresonance, it really is about allowing frequency to shape who you are. So if you expose yourself to different frequencies, you absorb or entrain those frequencies into your energy system, and that's what the harmonizing frequencies are about. So if you're somewhere where you love the music, or it's playing spiritual music or classical music or music that you just really connect with, you know how it changes you. The frequencies affect you. If you're somewhere and the music is very loud and disruptive, if you happen to not be a fan of heavy metal, or even if they're jackhammering outside, all those numbers, all those noises, all those sounds or the frequencies are rather incoherent, and they entrain into your energy field as a result of being close to them, and you don't feel very good afterwards. You want to get away from them generally. This is what the harmonizing side of bioresonance is about. We want to be able to explain this to you in a very rational way because there is a true technology behind it. And often people think that this is just some sort of magical software that's, the Ouija board, for example. But there really is a very rational technology behind it. We like to be able to explain why this technology works and how it works. So now you could take a photo. You simply tap on that person there, take a photo or existing photo. I had said before I was using my dog when we were working with the basic training. So you can do a pet or you can do a person. You can do an uploaded photo. You can do a live photo. You can take a picture of a picture. So if you have a picture on your phone and you want to take it from your iPad, you can do that. You can have somebody on FaceTime and you can take a picture. You can have somebody on Skype and you can take their picture. So there is almost no impediment to receiving a picture and getting a picture analysis of that person because of all of the amazing technologies we have today. Now we hit begin analysis, and again, all of that information is captured from the picture. Remember, the picture is very, very powerful. The Native Americans didn't want their picture taken because they knew how much frequency information is conferred through the picture. This is sort of an energetic signature of you. So it says the energetic scan is complete, and now we can continue. And again, if anybody has arrived and wants to volunteer, you can volunteer. Welcome to everybody who's here. Welcome Janie, welcome Naomi, welcome David and Elise. Good to have you here. Roger and Teresa have joined us. Hello, good day and welcome. Good to be with you. Okay, so now confirm your personalized energetic signature. Would you like to add an energetic signature using text? So here you want to put an affirmation or a word. So I am experiencing, it's great that it completes it for you, perfect health. All right, and we hit OK. So that word, or that, it's not just a word that's in there that's a nice thing to have. That word has a particular meaning, and the affirmation has a meaning. Every time you generate a frequency with your genius, that frequency will continue to entrain into your session, and making it very, very powerful. You know, given that we do have people on here this evening who have used the program, you know, it would be really great to actually hear a testimonial. So Annette or Roger or Janie, it would be really great, Elise, to hear from one of you if you want to talk about your experience with the genius. We sure would appreciate it. So if you would write something in the chat box that you're willing to share your personal experience with the genius, then we'd love to hear from you. And just let me know by writing in the chat box about your personal experience. So now we're invited to go ahead and begin the analysis, and it's going to do an analysis of body, mind, and spirit. And or body, mind, and biofield, I should say, and we're going to be able to choose from those three. Now, given the scores here, it's not very clear which one to go for. We want to look at things that are above 600 or below 150. So here we actually could see that this is above 600, so it might be interesting to our energy field to look at that. However, it doesn't mean that we need to look at that particular thing. We could look at anything that we wanted to. So if we came in here and the body said 304, it doesn't necessarily mean that everything in the body is perfect and that there's nothing for us to look at. In fact, there could be a lot of things to look at. It's just saying of these three things together, when we look at body, mind, and biofield, that probably the biofield category may hold something really juicy for us in comparison to the other two. So be aware of that. Now we can go to the body. Let's choose body, even though it's not technically out of balance. And we see the begin analysis at the bottom. We can scan that. And again, it sort of tells us of all of the things in the body. What are the things that our energy field is drawn to? Where is the juiciness for us to experience in terms of things that we can balance? Anything that shows up, again, that's lower than 150 or above 600 is a way for the communication to us in this way is really, there are things that are causing us stress. These disharmonized or out of harmony areas are causing stress in the energy field, and so thus in the body. Now again, these are all the categories you can test for: herbs, food sensitivities. Today's stress is really an analysis of different things in the body: current infections, organs. Somatics is body systems, electrical sensitivities like cell phones and your wireless router, digestion, amino acids, chemical sensitivities, minerals, spinal energy, essential oils, vitamins, glands, and hormones. Now, of these, I would encourage you to go in and test any of them. And we can look down here, and we see at the bottom hormones would be a great one to balance too, because it's pretty low. So again, you could choose anything you want to balance, but a good place to start is up here at the highest thing that's out of balance. So it means that there may be herbs that are calling to us that we could utilize. So we can go ahead and we can analyze the herbs. We may not know a lot about herbs. That's okay in bioresonance. That really is okay, because we want to use these as frequency. So we don't necessarily need to be as well versed in herbs if we were using them on the physical level, because we can simply add them to our quick zap, balance them for 1 minute, and I can talk about the quick zap in a moment, and then at the same time we will be adding them down in our main hold tray. So we could take the amla, we could take the schizandra, and again we would be balancing those for 1 minute. each at the same time, we would be adding them down in the main hold tray. Okay, then we'd go down to everything that's below 150, and again, I'll talk about the number system coming up. We see there's a whole bunch of items here. Now we can check, are there items here, if we know herbs that seem to be directly related to what the client is experiencing, then we can choose them even if they're not the lowest number. Now we can take these items then, and the same thing, we can balance them up in the quick zap for 1 minute, or down in the, and also, add them to the main hold tray. Now I should pause here and say that something that's interesting about using remedies is it's a bit of the flip side of basically finding out what is wrong with something, what is wrong with someone. Here we're looking for the solutions. So when we're looking for solutions, numbers that are high or low are representative of things that would work for the person. So this could be a little bit confusing in the beginning. But what this tells us is that these very low numbers, like the lycium and the ginkgo and the St. John's wort, are actually very, very important. In fact, they're going to have some of the strongest therapeutic value. In the case of the genius, what we like to do is actually pull in all of the low numbers and all of the high numbers, even though we might only balance 3 high and 3 low up in the quick zap for those 1 minute intervals. So as an example, let's take all of these that are in blue and all of these that are going all the way up to 150, right? So there's a lot of them here. And I won't pull all of them, but you get the idea. And then all of the ones, once we hit the red here, all of the ones that are up in red. And then we have everything in our main hold tray. We want to set the timer before we go into the next screen. So if I want to balance for just 3 minutes, I need to check it here. All right, and then I'm going to close the tray. And then I'm going to go to the next screen. The next screen is called Progressive Insights. I do this one more time, and this is a wonderful way to get a very, very specific laser-focused session for yourself, harmonizing session, because we've looked over the things that we had tested initially, some which were high and some which were low, all indicating that they're out of balance and need to be harmonized. We then put them all together, and we said, of all of those items, now let's ask one more time, which are really, really important. And in good bioresonance, there are checks and rechecks so that we really have confidence that we get the information that we're getting is going to be helpful. So of all of those herbs, when we drilled down again, Siberian ginseng and licorice were very, very important. Now, interestingly enough, those are 2 herbs that have a very strong resonance with the adrenal system. So you also, might want to pause and just think, oh, that's interesting that there's such a connection there for the adrenals. I wonder maybe if the adrenals are actually part of the picture here. So that is certainly something that you could consider. And you could certainly look up the other ones. I mean, Schizandra as well can be helpful for the adrenals. Okay, we have a nice comment here from Elise. Elise says, I love the app. It has me feeling good and provides good insight into what my energy field is doing. And I love that I can listen to that and also balance. So thank you, Elise. That's really, really nice. I appreciate that. So now you can begin to play these frequencies. And again, they're very, very focused on what it is that you need at this moment. And I don't think we really can hear those too well, and it may be because the volume of the computer is turned down. Let's see if we can change it. There we go. And we'll talk about what some of those frequencies are. So a person can use this program for themselves personally. They can use it in their practice. And in fact, I was just able to help someone in Australia get their Genius program. And this is a comment from Christian in Australia, a talented healer in Australia. And he says, hi again, Dr. Policano. This is my testimonial after having been using the Genius app for 1 week, for about 1 week. Being a homeopathic doctor and a radiologics practitioner here in Melbourne, I recently had a 54-year-old male come in with a urinary tract infection. Following your advice, I proceeded to do a complete scan of all the systems. Then, little by little, I started to drill down deeper and deeper to the root cause of the problem that turned out to be some kind of food poisoning, specifically related to seafood. I did a kind of bladder, testes, sacral chakra scan, and let's see, I guess he tested these things, the bladder, the testes, the sacral chakra, and then treated each one of these separately and then later together as a combination, always checking in progressive insights, which is where we are right now. The patient was in real pain at the time of the analysis yesterday. Today, the following day, the patient reported that the pain was completely gone, as if by magic. Incredible. All the symptoms disappeared too. No medicines or remedies of any kind were given to this person after the analysis with the Genius. And he explains what he did. He used a very specific type of frequency, and we're going to get into this frequency discussion by going to the frequency, shape, and form. And what he did is he used, it's almost like this is his prescription, which is so interesting. He used the 50x wave intensity because it was something quite acute. And I believe he used only sound as the remedy, because I don't think he has the geos to connect them. So he only used the tones and had them play through the headphones for the binaural beat effect. He then used the harmonic wave, which is being shown here, which is a very rich and holistic form of the wave. And then he used the alternating, which runs through sine, square, and sawtooth. He chose over the stacked soliton to use the energy encoded process, which I've talked about as being the secret soup, or the secret sauce, I should say, of this program. The energy encoded process is something so powerful. This is reaching the individual at areas that are hard to describe. It really goes to the deep subconscious in a way that is sort of the proprietary information, but it is to say that the effect is to cause transformation and resolution of issues in a much faster way because it's reaching so many different parts of the conscious and the unconscious, and that's the energy encoded process. So, and then here we have the layering technology with the binaural beats. And he didn't, let's see if he mentioned, I don't think he mentioned using that. And he only used the energy encoded process. He put that at 100%, and then actually did not use the binaural beats. So that's interesting, but it still had a wonderful effect. So Christian, thank you so much for sending us that testimonial. That was so powerful. And so Roger and Teresa, thank you for your great comment here, and they're still figuring out some of the things about the Genius. So if you have a specific question, Roger and Teresa, just jump in there and feel free to tell us, tell us what your question or comment is. So Christian gave us that example of how he used it in his practice in a very creative way, where he drilled down the information with progressive insights. And he really got to some conclusions about it being related to food poisoning and specifically to seafood. And then he was able to find out the areas that he needs to balance most specifically, that being the bladder, the testes, and the sacral chakra. So really, really great information. There are features in this biofeedback app that are unique, like the energy encoded process, which helps you to work through issues much more quickly. And of course, the progressive insights, which allows you to drill down the information and really get to what is the really important information that we need to know today, that we need to know right now. So you're not going to find these features in other types of bioresonance programs, even ones that go on your computer or desktop or cost thousands of dollars more. So this is a unique opportunity to get the trial, use the trial at no obligation to you. You get to use the entire program for 14 days, all, you know, as much as you want, as often as you want, and then and only then do we come back to the table and talk about, is this something that you want? You can get you can get a package anywhere from $1,100 to $1,800. So for under $2,000, you could have the biggest package that we have, you know, which comes with all of the hardware, including an imprinter, including the Geo wristbands, including an EEG headset for using the brain program. So that really includes everything, and you're still under $2,000. You're just not really going to get there with programs that are out there that are costing some $12,000, $15,000, and even $30,000. This is really something that you can take with you absolutely everywhere. You can use it on the go. I have one on my iPad. I have one on my iPhone. And the other day I got my hair cut, and the stylist said, what is that biofeedback stuff that you do? I was able to do a session on her lickety-split, you know, just take out the phone, start doing a session. She was completely intrigued. She wanted her mother, a massage therapist, to get the program. So I was able to send the trial to her and working on her getting the program. This is something that really, really is unique out there. And like I said, you're going to get real results like we heard from Christian. Now, the developer of the program is with us today. So Ryan, if you do want to say something, just certainly let me know if you'd like me to unmute you. We welcome you, and it's always so great to actually have the developer with us. See if you're going to get that from other software programs that are out there. And we just want to call your attention to the website, quantumhealthapps.com. My particular website is actually Awaken Total Health. We'll look at that in a moment. But this is the main developer website here, and he wanted me to let you know that, whoops, I don't know why we lost the picture there, I'm so sorry, that this is quantumhealthapps.com. This is the main website. You can look at the current specials. Anything that you can get here, you can get from any of the distributors. So if you're watching this now and you're working with someone who's introduced you to the program, please continue to work with them, or we can find a distributor for them, for that person. But here is the main website. When they work through a distributor, they have an advantage. They're going to get some additional price breaks, and they're going to get some additional bonuses. So working through a distributor is the way to go, but this is the main information platform here. You can see everything, even the highest package is going to be over $1,800. Now, Ryan wanted me to remind everybody on here today that even after the 14 days, when you purchase the program, that there's still absolutely there's a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you don't like it, even after using it for the 14 days, then using it for the additional 30 days, then you can basically get a refund. We just deactivate the code and you send us back the hardware if you got hardware. We want you to be happy. I've been teaching and training about biofeedback apps for going on 4 years now, and I want my folks to be really happy with what they get. I want it to be really meaningful to them, and I want it to be something that they possibly use every day. I certainly use biofeedback every single day because I know the effect that it can have. So let me unmute Ryan and see if we can get some perspective about the program from him. And Ryan, you'll have to, there you go. Hey Ryan, how you doing?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Oh, good. Your sound is excellent. So,
fantastic.
Yeah, so tell us your thoughts about. I'll go right ahead.
Well, you see, I'm actually learning how to unmute myself, so I'm actually getting I'm getting quite clever at this stuff.
That's great.
So you know what? Just a few things I actually wanted to add. I know as part of the email marketing that we put out, I think we offered a free gift just for people to attend today. So with that said, what I'd like to propose is. Again, you know, as Dr. Policano said, if you are dealing with any, you know, independent distributor or anything along those lines, if you are ready to make the investment, you know, go ahead and let them know that if you purchase the $1,100 package, and this is by invitation only. This is those people that have attended this webinar only. If you purchase the $1,100 package, what we will do is we will include the Ariel. Which one do you think? The Relationship Harmonizer or the RIFAP? It's your call.
The RIFAP.
RIFAP, I would have gone for that as well, too, to be honest. Okay, so I'll tell you what. So here's the deal. Any one of you that want to get on board as a result of this webinar, contact your distributor, contact Ariel, contact myself. We will go ahead and on that $1,100 package, we will include the RIFAP for you. We do have various flexible payment plans as well. So, if you feel you don't have the full $1,100 up and you want to split the payment over 3 or 4 months, you have that availability as well. And, I just wanted to sort of touch on 2 other things. In terms of the actual money back guarantee, typically what we do find is when people get the technology, they're getting such phenomenal results and they become, like a newfound celebrity, just like the Kardashians, and they can't handle this newfound celebrity and how they're making everyone well. If that is your experience and as a result of that you do want to return the product, absolutely no problem. We certainly do respect that, but it's a no questions asked money back guarantee. What Ariel touched on today, just in terms of the app, it really is a great product. It's something that we've been developing. It's taken us about sort of 6 or 7 months to get where we are. However, just recognizing that a lot of this technology is based on the last 15 years of work that I've been involved with this industry, A, and then B, one of the benefits is that we've got so many great practitioners out in the field and so many skilled users that we really are responsive, to your needs. So typically, how that translates is that once you get the product, and if you have a certain skill set or a certain angle or a certain idea that you want to integrate into the app, just reach out to us and say, hey, you know what, this is what I'm thinking of doing. This is what I would like to be able to do. And if it's something that, that we can create and we can sort of integrate into the program, it's something that we are certainly willing to do. And it's something that I really pride myself on, and that is the ability that we can work with many individuals that are out there, using this technology every day. Because the reality is, between me and myself and, the programmers that we work with, we have a certain perspective, a certain conceptual idea. And we take that conceptual idea and we do this and we do that, and then we create the magic. But the reality is the true magic really happens from you as the individual user that begins to use it in a clinical setting. And once you begin to use it, once you begin to see the themes, once you begin to see the patterns emerge, if you have ideas or suggestions that can make this a better product, gosh, you know what, we are more than receptive to listen to you. And that's something that we actually really enjoy, because I certainly, do not profess that I have all the answers and I have all the solutions. I certainly don't. But I know that as a collective effort between all the practitioners that are currently using the app, we've had some phenomenal feedback. And because of that, we've been able to expand this app in a, pretty expansively in a relatively short time period. So, certainly bear that in mind. And, as Ariel said, there is a 15-day trial period. Go ahead. If you haven't downloaded the app, please, by all means, download the app. Get through the hoops of the free trial process. And really the best way to learn how to use this technology is to use it on yourself, to use it on your friends and family, but basically just to use it. The more you use it, the more you sort of create a sort of energetic link or an energetic connection with the technology, and the more you'll find it actually works for you. Strange concepts, but it's based on the pair principles, and all I can suggest is try it yourself, and when it blows off your socks like it did our socks, and certainly give us a call.
I think that's one of the best ideas. Ryan, people will often call and they'll say, I was just about to spend about $15,000 on a biofeedback app, and I came across your website and I thought, gosh, what an amazing idea. But how is it possible that something that costs $1,100 could really be on par with something that costs $15,000? Shouldn't I really go out and just spend the $15,000? What would you say to them?
You know, I actually agree with them. I think they should spend $15,000. No, I'm serious, but what they should do, they should spend $15,000 with us, and they should buy 15 different products. I mean, 15 of the same apps, and 14 of their closest friends and family. They should gift their own app, to their people. That would be my suggestion.
That's a
The
great
reality
suggestion.
is, I mean, my feeling is that, if you look at the way technology has progressed over the last, sort of 10 to maybe 15 years, if you take the traditional, $15,000 product that was out there, it's very big, it's very cumbersome, it's a Windows-based program. And then, typically what happens is that, technology improves. We find better ways to do things. We find quicker ways to do things. And to me, the fact that a lot of these other companies haven't started tapping into the world of finding, of taking existing technology and condensing it down into an app, believe me, it's a real blessing from our side. But the reality is, that is the way, I mean, that is the way technology is going. You talk about quantum computers, you talk about nanotechnology. Everything is, people are finding a way to condense things to make them, smaller, better, and faster. So that's, the first thing to bear in mind. The second thing is that when it comes to actual programming and computer programming, etc., these older $15,000 products, they are very much a Windows-based product, and it's a very, sort of complex, sort of programming sort of language that they have to work with. Whereas when you begin to deal with, Android apps and, iPhone apps, the reason why we can release, so many updates and be so much more responsive to your needs is because in many ways they've made the programming and the languaging so much easier to use. So typically what we've done, like over the last sort of 4 or 5 years of building apps, we've been able to compete with your traditional biofeedback companies that have been around for 15 or 20 years. Now, I'm not saying that, we're this great, wonderful company. It's not, it's, granted, maybe we have, created a certain, maybe we have some, sort of unique sort of attributes. But to me, the biggest issue is that we've taken these traditional older models and we've said, hang on, let's find a way to take this, break it down, and find a way to make it work quicker, better, faster. And to me, that's really what the applications of today actually represent. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of benefit to the $15,000 products. I'm certainly not here to dismiss them. In some ways, they can generate, higher frequencies, et cetera, et cetera. However, I just look at the sort of cost point, the cost point
Yeah.
ratio. And for me, at $15,000, I just really couldn't, I just couldn't justify spending that. I'll tell you actually something else that we've done. I'm sorry, I don't mean to go on. But
Yeah,
one
that's
thing,
great.
I mean, we've had a standing offer for the last 5 years. When we came out with our first biofeedback app, we came out with a standing offer of, here's the deal. If you want to spend $15,000 or $20,000 on a biofeedback product, great. However, before you do that, spend $1,000 or spend $2,000 with us. Try out our product first. If after 3, 6, 9 months, 2 years, if you decide that this product is not good enough and you want to go ahead and invest in a $15,000 or a $20,000, biofeedback product, however much money you have spent on the app, we will deduct off the cost of that biofeedback, product that you want to purchase. We've done this for 5 years. We've had a standard offer for 5 years. We've probably had maybe, I can count, maybe 25 or 30 people that I've had this conversation with. I haven't had one person that's actually come back to me 3, 6, 9 months later and said, hey, you know what, Ryan, I'd like to take you up on your offer. So, it's certainly food for thought.
Yeah, I love that. Giving people so many reasons why they really don't need to put that $15,000 out there. And I love the testimonials that we're getting. We talked about the one from Christian, and I know you posted one today. Are there any others that come to mind about what people have been saying in giving you feedback about the Genius?
Not offhand. I've got a ton of them. What I have been doing, I've actually been collating them on a Word document, and been trying to, figure out a great way to sort of disseminate it. But I will eventually publish them, obviously, on the website, and then we can publish them on Facebook. But, we've had some absolutely, fantastic feedback. It's been great. In some ways, it's a new product. In many ways, it's an old product because it's based on, a lot of the sort of, the traditional work and the traditional quantum biofeedback technology that's been around. But, in many ways, what Ariel I was touching on in terms of the way we've been, or with the way we have, manipulated the frequencies, et cetera, we really have taken a lot of the traditional technology, and we've just found ways, to make things bigger, better, faster. And because of that, people are getting great results. Part of our advertising campaign, or part of the email campaign we had, is that, in my opinion, using the Genius Insight, you can do a really good session in about 10 or 15 minutes. And typically that has been really difficult to do. But if you look at, the general insights, the system overview, you tie that into the progressive insights, literally in 10 or 15 minutes, you can get a really good, overview about your clients. And yeah, it's just, it's been great. It's exciting. We're getting great feedback. The price, however, it will be going up. We are coming out with a whole new interface. We're coming out with new sort of functional zone consideration testings. We're taking it completely offline and online. So what that means is that your device will actually be installed onto your actual hardware, and then you will just be able to actually sync it with the cloud to be able to save all of your data, So once you've got all of those things in place, the price will be going up. It always has been the intent to actually sell the product for the $1,500. So again, I'm not trying to, give you a hard sell, but just bear in mind that when we do get the rest of the pieces in place, we will be pushing up the price. We'll probably go up to $1,200, then $1,400, and then $1,500. For those of you that get on board now, you get free software upgrades for, well, forever.
And that you already answered my next question, which is that was exactly it. So people who get in now are having a great advantage because they're still going to get all of those updates that are going to cause, really demand the higher price point. But actually, they're going to get all the benefits of that because this comes with a full license and all updates are free. That's right? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Forever
Yeah.
free.
So listen, there's no obligation for anybody who's hopped on today who's been thinking about getting the Genius. Just start with the trial and connect with the person who introduced you to the software, or connect with myself, or connect with Ryan. We're going to give you our emails, and we'll do a free demonstration with you. Then you have 14 days to figure out if this works for you. After purchase, you still get another 30 days to decide, hey, is this really something that I feel is working for me? We feel that most of the people who use this just fall in love with it. They really have a very strong connection to it. They use it every day. They use it on their kids. They use it on their grandkids. They use it to help their friends. Then they get inspired. They start a practice. So I've only, really seen people love the program. That's why I love to share the program and educate people about it. And we invite you to do the same. You'll be receiving an email after this is over, which will have the download links for the trial, as well as some introductory videos and contact information about how to meet with us and how to get the very best deal for your Genius Insight. Anything to add to that, Ryan?
No, not at all. Those of you that have jumped on the call, thank you. Those of you that are thinking about getting on board, thank you. And to be candid with you, we are a product development company. We develop both hardware and software. And I'm not going to kid you. Without sales, we can't do software development. And it's just one of those sort of cycles that we go through life. And it's something that we've been doing for the last 5 years. We certainly won't stop doing it. But one thing I can guarantee you is that the software updates will always be free, and they will always be regular, and the training will always be top-notch, and technical support will always be as responsive as we can be. You know, sometimes we have things that are out of our control, be it an Apple update. I know we've got iOS 10 coming out in the next few days, which so far, so far, so good. But you know, such is life. But you know, we're always available, and we do our best to get back to people within a 24-hour period as well.
Okay, excellent. Well, I think we can actually wrap it up here, Ryan, unless you have any final thoughts, or if anyone has any questions. Zena, welcome. So good to have you here, and Naomi, welcome. David, Cesar has joined us, and so maybe we'll hang on for a few more minutes. Okay, Ryan, anything else you want to add before I mute you here? I could just keep it open for both of us to continue to talk.
No, not at all. You can go ahead and mute me. That's fine. But thanks so much,
Okay,
Ariel.
thanks, Ryan. You know,
Bye now.
this is a smaller company, and I mean, where do you go where you can find out about a really cool biofeedback software, and you can actually hear the developer jump on the call and talk about his development of it? And I've been working with Ryan for going on 4 years, and you know, it's amazing the vision that he brings to this program. But the really exciting thing is about having the genius is that what is he going to do next? He's going to invent something new next, and you're going to get the benefit of all of it from having the license. So that's something that is really exciting, and I've seen him really progress the field of bioresonance through these portable apps during the time that, you know, I've been familiar with the product. We've seen, you know, previous iterations just become whole new products, and again, people got the benefit of just getting update after update after update. Final thing I want to show to you, and I really invite a personal question, you know, anybody here to ask a question. Like I said, Zena and Cesar and David, you know, jump in there on the control panel, ask a question. I am going to probably wrap it up before the hour, so unless you guys have a lot of questions, I just want to show you one other thing here, and then you'll be receiving your free trial link and your invitation to have a free personal demonstration after this class is over. So I just want to show you the Neuro Remedy. Those people who listen to my webinars know I'm a big fan of this, and this is your opportunity to turn a sound frequency into a harmonizing frequency. It's one of the really unique things that Ryan has come up with here, and it can become a greatly empowering piece of technology. So what you can do is you can record your voice, or drumming, or playing an instrument, playing guitar, or doing some sacred chant, and you can create that and turn that into a very therapeutic frequency, which runs the alternating energies and runs the very powerful energy encoding process. The way that you do that is you simply hit the plus sign, you name your Neuro Remedy, and so this one could be, let's see, I've already created several of them. Let's say restful sleep. That's something that a lot of people resonate with. So we want to create this. Now again, I could play tones, or that, you know, solfeggio frequencies or anything. I kind of like to just speak the changes. So I put restful sleep in here, and I actually just record my voice, sort of what I know about medicine and what I know about anatomy in the body. And so you'll hit record, and you could also do this. You could just do affirmations. You could just say, you know, my sleep is perfect. I'm sleeping through the night. All of my insomnia has left me. I am in, you know, 100% harmony with perfect sleep. So you could say things like that. We're just recording it here. Or, you know, my pineal gland produces the perfect amount of melatonin in the evening, and then I wake up and my body begins to produce the perfect amount of serotonin. I sleep peacefully. I sleep deeply. My sleep is absolutely perfect, and I wake up rested, re-energized, and ready for my day. So when we save this, it acts like much more than an affirmation. The conversion into the frequencies, like the alternating energies and the energy encoded process, makes it like an affirmation ramped up exponentially, or on steroids, or, you know, just exponentially more powerful. So we can play that particular one, or we could even test ourselves by going to begin analysis and actually seeing which one of these resonates for us. Here, the one that's resonating for the person being tested big time is the immune system healing. but we could also do the restful sleep or any of the other ones. So I can play this immune system healing. This is an affirmation that I created about the immune system. You know, my immune system is healing on every level. My natural killer cells, my T cells, my B cells are all really powerful, able to recognize pathogens and biofilms, things like that. So we play this for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Imagine playing that sleep one for 15 or 20 minutes before you go to bed at night. So it can be really, really powerful. And of course, we're not playing the tones right now just because we're doing this, but of course it's playing some really great tones that represent the energies, the harmonizing energies. Still pretty low. Okay, so we're here weekly to do a demonstration. Please send your referrals. Please send people who want to see this. And like I said, you guys will all be getting the demonstration link. We always give away a special gift. So everybody who purchases today, just the $1,100 package, will also get the RIFE program. So they'll get a special bonus. So we always try to mix that up and make it different with each class. And unless you guys have any questions, I want to thank everyone who attended today. And I look forward to helping you to get the genius, or seeing your distributor help you get the genius, and hearing from you about how you're doing. Once you get your program, we have a weekly support call. Whether you're in the United States or in any part of the world, we meet with you weekly and take your questions for an hour. So you can hear how other people are using the program, and you can also ask questions yourself. So we're here to support you long-term, way after your purchase, giving you all updates for free, getting the full Genius program to help you to balance your energy field for greater wellness and vitality for you, your friends, your family. And I want to thank you again for being here. This is Dr. Ariel Policano, a naturopathic doctor in Portland, Oregon. I have the developer with me, Ryan Williams. You can go to quantumhealthapps.com to learn more, and we'll be in touch with you soon. I hope you have a wonderful evening, everyone. Take care now, and be well. Bye-bye for now.